This is Kelso Surgeon. Thank you very much for tuning into Saturday's version of Handicapping 101. A lot to talk about. Two big basketball plays today, the Super Bowl's tomorrow, a lot of action. In basketball today, releasing a 100-unit college blowout game of the week, and it should win just as easily as did San Diego State last Saturday when the Aztecs crushed Wyoming by 39 points. A very special play Saturday night. A 50-unit Saturday night special, a game you can use to build up your bankroll for the Super Bowl, and I also believe this game will win in blowout fashion. Maybe not as big as the first one, but a blowout for sure. So two giant college basketball games today, my 100-unit college blowout game of the week, a special game, my Saturday night special. Now the Super Bowl, I'm releasing it just as I have for the last 10, and by the way, in the last 10 Super Bowl games, I'm 8-2. On the sides and a perfect 10-0 on the totals, documented. That's 18-2 in the Super Bowl the last 10 years. I intend to get all the cash again on Sunday. A 100-unit play on the side, 25 units on the total, and 5 proposition bets in which I believe that we have an excellent chance to win and are being offered at very, very generous prices. So a big weekend to say the least. The big basketball games today, the Super Bowl tomorrow, all selections available on this site and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. The price is right now, and I do take all major credit cards. Don't miss these big game winners this weekend. And also on this report, just as I did last week, I'm releasing a free 25-unit college basketball winner. Got the cash last week with Wichita State over Bradley. That was my first free 25-unit winner of the season. In fact, it was my first free release on these reports each week. I'm going to have one every single week for you, so be sure that you tune in. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've had a great week in basketball. It's fallen somewhere between bad and just simply frustrating, but I cope with it mentally, and I intend to make certain to turn the things around this weekend. But in handicapping all sports, I have two universal rules. They're undeniable. You can't dispute either one of them when it comes to handicapping. And I felt that yesterday I had a game that was a perfect illustration of one of these. The two rules are, you can do everything right and still be wrong. And the second one, there's an exception to all rules. Now let me give you the frustration of last night's Miami-Georgia Tech game. It was just a 3-unit release, but 3 units I want to win. I released the Miami Hurricanes -5.5 over Georgia Tech as a 3-unit play. Now get this. With 13.5 minutes left in the second half, Miami is up by 21 and just cruising. Now I never count my money before the game is over. But when you're up 21 on your home court, flying high, and there's 13 minutes left in the game, you're a pretty solid bet to cover that 5.5. Well, you know what happened? Miami scored exactly 4 points in the last 13.5 minutes of the half. They ended up winning the game 59-57, and certainly did not cover. And it just made me want to pull out my hair. But then I remember those rules of handicapping. You can do everything right and still be wrong. It was just frustrating to be up 21 and end up winning by 2 because we could only score 4 points in those 13.5 minutes. Now in college basketball, I want to share with you my top 10, updated and current, because it differs from so many of the polls out there. Kansas is number 1 in my poll. I think they're definitely the best basketball team in the country. Duke is second. San Diego State is third. Texas is fourth. Excuse me. And Texas is just playing in awesome fashion. Pittsburgh is number 5. Ohio State, the team that's number 1 in everybody else's poll, is ranked the 6th in mine. I realize that Ohio State is 23-0. They're by no means the best basketball team in the country. BYU is in the 7th spot, Georgetown in the 8th, Purdue 9, and Kentucky 10. A couple of teams I've rated in my top 25 that nobody pays attention to. Wichita State 18-4, an absolute giant killer. That's the team we used last week with that free 25-unit play. And Cleveland State, 20-3. They've lost to Butler, Valparaiso, and West Virginia this season, and last night redeemed that loss at Valparaiso by beating that team. So, you know, my top 25 difference, it's posted on this website. Take a look at it. You're going to find that that I rate a lot of teams much higher than others do and much lower, and I can promise you that my ratings are absolutely accurate. Now to that free winner. My free play today, 25 units. Texas A&M over Baylor. Texas A&M on the bounce back off that terrible loss to Texas. I think that that Texas A&M will absolutely destroy Baylor today, and I will be laying the points. It's a free 25-unit play. Go get the money. And don't forget today, my 100-unit college blowout game of the week, a 50-unit Saturday night special, and tomorrow the Super Bowl. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be right back here tomorrow with my complete Super Bowl report.